A few things I want to touch on. Tax season's closed. Midwest, we're still getting some flooding here in Michigan, raining every day. Midwest getting crushed. Europe tariff situation starting to hit dealers in a very unique way. Less demand right now on the carriers. We saw it at Auto Hauler Exchange in March, early April. Dealers were flooding the site with inventory they were buying from all over the auctions, preparing to load their lots up for the rush of folks getting their tax returns checks. We've seen that. I expect from years past, we see a little bit dip in the demand, which I think will help our dealers as we price out loads moving forward. So you'll see that with our quote tool, that things should start to adjust and the price of shipping should start to go down here in these next few weeks. In the Midwest, again, I live up here in Michigan. We just saw snow, flooding, wind. Expect some delays, especially as those snowbirds still try to get their vehicles from Florida back up to Michigan, Illinois, Ohio, Wisconsin. Expect a little delay, especially at the drop-off locations here in the Midwest. And then again, Manheim, Detroit, another massive auction that a lot of dealers from our dealers partners in Kansas City, Atlanta, buy a lot of units out of there. And I would say, again, expect those delays coming out of the Midwest. Manheim, Detroit, Manheim, Chicago, a couple of those Ohio locations, Manheim, Pennsylvania, monster auction. So, yeah, I would expect some delays coming out of those areas. I'm seeing the used electric vehicle surge. I saw a stat, EV sales jumped 54% in March. Obviously, high gas prices. I even find myself looking for like a Mach-E Mustang. One thing to take into consideration as you do buy these used EVs from the different auctions is the price to ship the vehicle is going to be slightly higher than your normal unit. Those vehicles obviously weigh more and putting more strain on the trailers. When you're buying from auctions, EVs, it's going to cost a little bit more to ship that unit. I was listening to Car Dealership Guide, and European auto exports to the U.S. are down 22%. The tariffs went up from 15% to 25%, showing different dealers right now are having problems finding new inventory from Europe. So they are going to count on the auctions to supply inventory they can't get from overseas to fill their lots up with that used inventory from auctions, which I would foresee seeing an increased amount of transport for those type of units coming out of auction. There are some bright spots. I mean, last week we talked about the weather in Texas and Oklahoma being pretty vicious. That seems to be all cleared up. That mountain corridor, we were having some wind issues a couple of weeks back, seems to be cleared up. Good thing about that area is gas prices are at the lowest in the country. So maybe Manheim, Denver might be one of those good spots if they have the right inventory to buy from. Even if whether you're buying a large vehicle, an EV that maybe weigh a little bit more, make sure you're using the quote tool. It'll give you an accurate price. And right now, what we're seeing is that tool has really caught up to the demand that's been put on our logistics system, and things are starting to move compared to these last couple of weeks.